Europeans were not in existence yet, and that's no slight against them. We're just stating, we're just dealing with evidence.
What you're
So,
saying is, there was a time, like my brother LeGrand Clegg out in California says, there was a time when the black man ruled the world. And we're talking about
right,
for hundreds of thousands of years.
right, exactly.
Yeah. Wow.
Right. Yeah, and I want to get to I want to flip over here trying to find that other thing. But you deal with some of the evidence, some of the hard evidence, which is very, very interesting. And I think it's in the introduction that it talks about that. But you talk about the evidence showing that the African presence in the early Americas going back like 56,000 years. You talk about footprints in lava. You talk about carvings on the walls, different things like that. From my understanding, there were like 9 different disciplines that were utilized to show this evidence. Is that correct? There's like 9 different disciplines, something like that?
Yes. To make the preface, I'm sure there are some people out there taking notes who are not with us. I made a mistake saying hundreds of thousands. I meant to say tens of thousands, but at least 100,000 years black men ruled the world. As far as the footprints in lava, no one can step in lava, red-hot lava that just comes out, but see, of a volcano. But days later, the lava cools, and it cools slowly, and it becomes into a mud-type structure, and then after a few more weeks and months, then it starts to harden. Well, some Africans obviously walked through the mud as it was cooling, and after a few weeks or months, the footprints stayed there and they hardened. Okay, now as far as the information I have in the first Americans were Africans. I show that I was at the Smithsonian Institute of the Native Americans. That's just been open 2 years for dedicating it to Native Americans. Of course, being the Indians that they show on TV, the Woo Indians. A fellow was on in the middle of the rotunda giving a speech, and I asked a question afterwards, and I recorded it. I said, "Where did the Native Americans come from?" And he says, "Oh, we came from the rocks, we came from the water, we came from the earth, we came from the stars, we came from the wind, we came from the rain."
Right.
And you must believe things. Those are our faiths that we have. Things that we have faith in, just like the Christians, you must have faith in the Bible. Have faith. Well, this is where my faith comes from hard evidence. What I based my argument on is 7 to 8 peer-reviewed journal articles. I based my thesis, which is the same as my title, "The First Americans Were Africans," and the evidence, are skulls, skeletons, footprints in lava, ancient campsites, genetic DNA, haploid groups, linguistics, ancient paintings on the walls in caves, tools, carvings in different caves, architecture that they built, Egyptian hieroglyphic writing, artifacts, and structures that are still there. And now I want to add another one that I've been certain I have, botanical type things that show the different plants and things that we had in Africa that were not growing here in the Americas that we brought over, and vice versa.
Wow. Yeah, because I remember reading it in the book. Now, what the haploid groups, they talk about, I think it was M174 and something else. What exactly is that?
What those are is a part of the genetic DNA molecule. And when you go too deep, we don't want to go too deep because none of us, not even myself, is a geneticist. But suffice to say that the DNA was found. Okay, let's take a point of this. There is a thing that was called the Genome Project, right? The Genome Project, which they took all over the world, 1,000 samples of people all over the world. They took their DNA to find out some different things, and what they found was all humans today, and this is a quote: all humans of today, living today, belong to a single species and share a common descent. Okay? And our human family tree begins in Africa with the Sand People, and it can be traced from the middle of Africa in the Kalahari Desert all the way to the tip of South America, until Tierra del Fuego. And on the cover of my book, The First Americans Were Africans, I show a picture of the last remnants of the first real Americans, who are the short people from Africa. Now, the way they got this picture was a boat from England came down on its way to the Galapagos Islands to take pictures of the things that the scientists for what was his name, Charles Darwin, found. Okay, but they had to stop in South America, the tip of South America, because they're out of water and food. Now, when they got off the boat and they went in, they were expecting to see the Hiawatha Indians, but instead they saw black Africans. It blew their mind. This is back in 1871, and this was the first ship that had cameras on, because cameras and film had just been invented. All right, so it's the first ship.
And when were cameras invented?
The cameras were invented just before then, a few years before then. But this is about 1871, 1874 cruise.
Okay. Yeah, about 1826. About 1826, cameras were invented. Yep, right around there, 1826.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
This was the first world cruise in the ship that had one that was taking pictures. So when they did take those pictures of those South Americans, it just blew their mind. And that picture still stands and hangs in the museum in England. Okay? It stands today. Right. It's still there today, but we don't know anything about that in America. Because they want to keep the same old story going. And we can't allow that.
Exactly.
Museum of Natural History, by the way, is where that picture is.
Okay, where is it?
Museum of Natural History in England.
Okay.
London, England.
Okay. Let's go to the phone lines quickly. Let's go to the 916. Let's see. Calling in 916. Welcome to the African History Network show. Tell us your name, where you're calling from.
Oh, my name is Marvin. I'm calling from Sacramento, California.
Hey, Marvin, how you doing?
Pretty well. How you doing? Your book is fantastic. Your work is great. I'm going to read it. But I want to know, and I'll take my answer off the air, are you familiar with, and what do you think of the writings of Zecharia Sitchin? I'm in the process of reading his stuff now. I find it really fascinating and very interesting. Are you familiar with his writings and his theories and everything?
I'm very aware of him, and he was way out on the fringe. And a lot of his work, not only controversial, but cannot be proven. Where's the evidence?
Well, no, I'm asking you. That's what I'm asking you.
Because
I'm in the process of reading him, William Bramley also.
Yeah.
And I find what they say probably more believable than the Bible, the Quran, and the Torah. That's pretty much where I'm coming from. But I like...
I would say somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. The stuff in those three books, to me, are basically ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but they are. But what they say is a lot, to me anyway, is a lot more plausible than what those holy books purport. You know.
Well, like I say, show me the evidence. Show me the evidence.
Exactly.
One of the things is you have to be able to read ancient languages to be able to prove what they're saying. Sitchin does. That's why I asked you. If you don't, well, then you have to take the word of people who do.
Right.
You have to be able to read Sumerian and all those different languaes, and there are not that many people that are that. Well, there are people, but nobody's coming forward.
And the other Eurocentrics, this great big thing about Sumeria and how they were the great white fathers and all this stuff. That is hogwash. Okay, the first Sumerians, Mesopotamia. Okay.
Yeah.
Where they say the Garden of Eden was what? The Garden of Eden, where first people came from. How is that possible? When Africa was where everyone came from. How is it possible for Sumeria, the very first civilization in Mesopotamia, to be white? I'm sorry, but there is no evidence of that. There's only evidence of nothing but Africans in Sumeria, and also the city that took over them after they were defeated some hundreds of years later, which was Akkad, completely African, and not until the third great civilization in Mesopotamia, which was Babylon. And that was not all white either. It was white, Asian, and African. It was a metropolitan type scene.
Right.
So all of the stuff, the Great Sumerian, you have to watch what you read and say, show me the evidence.
Right. Exactly. All right, brother. Thanks for calling in, okay?
Thank you for calling.
Okay, no problem. Peace. Okay, let's go to the 248 quickly. Let's see. Calling the 248. Welcome to the African History Network show. Tell us your name, where you're calling from.
Thank you. This is Natalie. I'm calling from the Farmington area.
Okay, what's your name?
Natalie.
What's your name? Natalie. Okay.
Yes.
How'd you find out about the show tonight, Natalie?
Well, I went to purchase. Well, this is my second call. I went to purchase my ticket for Saturday at the Knowledge Cafe.
Nandy's?
Yes.
Okay.
And then when I go Saturday, I'm going to get my ticket to see Dr. Imhotep. Going to get the book. Can't wait. Learning a lot.
Okay, good.
I just wanted to say thank you all for what you're doing. This is just, I've been to college and, Germany, all over, and I'm just learning so much. It's just awesome. And my 11-year-old, ironically, he came home first day of school. Mommy, my teacher said I have to bring back 3 countries where where our ancestors are from. And I felt so good. We're doing a project on his ancestors, and it just, he's telling his friends, Columbus wasn't the only one. Africans sailed boats years before. He's in his friends like, no, and it's just, we're just learning so much, and we're giving it back, and it's just awesome. So I'm like, yeah. So I want to thank you, and I'm looking forward to getting that book. And could you bring some more of the Tour of Egypt CDs?
Tour of Egypt.
I got like 5 CDs from you, but
okay, I have that, and then I have my lecture, because I'll have also part 2 of the media's deliberate destruction of the African American family as well. Okay. I have part 1 and 2. That's a complete
and
set.
I need a copy of that book on symbolism. You have that big red one. I went to the library. I just have one more thing. I went to the library because I couldn't get down there, and they had one book on Egypt. One book.
Which library?
And I went to Nandy's Knowledge Cafe. I said, "Oh man, I feel the knowledge here. I got to come back." Right. They had
which library did you go to? Which library did you go to?
The downtown Farmington.
Oh, well, that explains it. Yeah, you out there. Yeah. If you go to the main because Farmington, for those that don't know, is a suburb of Detroit. It's very, very white suburb of Detroit.
And even she said Farmington Hills, I think it probably only had 2. I haven't got up there yet.
Right.
But
if you go to the main library on Cass Avenue, right across from Wayne State, they should have a lot more books. The main library.
I work right downtown, so I can get over there.
Yeah. Take the main library. Okay.
Has your son gone into school with that information yet?
No, it's due Wednesday. We worked on it earlier, and then I had him listen to the call.
If you get the book online,
will you have it Saturday, Michael?
No, he said he get it online.
But I'm saying Saturday. If he's going in soon, you can still get it online like tonight or tomorrow. And what you do is you go in and find what you want, and then you'll see underneath it'll have footnotes where he can express what he says, and he can name the title of the book and the author, evidence.
Okay.
That will blow the teacher away if she is not in accord with this, and she will sit down and shut her mouth.
Oh, thank you so much. I mean, it's just so empowering, and for me to be able to teach my sons is just amazing. I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Right. Oh, thank you, Natalie.
Scientists like our ancient ones were. We can't come in half because they will catch you and make you look like a fool.
Okay,
right.
Okay.
Exactly.
Thank you so much.
Exactly. So we'll see you this Saturday for Professor Griffin.
And next
Saturday. Next Saturday for Dr. David Imhotep. Exactly. Okay, sister. All right, we'll see you Saturday. Okay, peace. All right. Okay, good. So
online, what I'm talking about was the e-book. The e-book is online that she can go and get because she won't have it by the time the class comes. I come after the class, so that's the only reason I said that. Because the other book, of course, as you found, is far better than the e-book, but the e-book does have some powerful information.
And for those who may not have a Kindle, there's a Kindle software for your computer, so you can download it for free from Amazon.com, and then you can download Kindle books and read it right on your computer also. So The First Americans Were Africans is $10 on Amazon in the Kindle form. Okay, so